I joined to be a volunteer in DiabetesSister because I was so, relieved and happy, and know this mission for them is what I want. I want to keep helping and spread the word out about how important it is to meet at least one person or two person, online or in person.
Welcome to the Type 1 and Midlife podcast. My name is Melissa Slemp, a certified nutritional health coach and the founder and CEO of Abundant Health with Melissa, where I help women with type 1 diabetes to feel more empowered and live their best life despite their diagnosis. Each week, I will bring conversations and strategies from guest experts and my experience living with type 1 for over 40 years now. So if you're a woman ready to redefine how diabetes can look and feel for you, then the Type 1 and Midlife podcast is the show for you. Well, welcome. We're so happy you are here with us. Today we have Alejandra Marquez as our special guest. She has been navigating type 1 diabetes since the age of 12. She's originally from Venezuela, and she's been calling North Carolina her home since 2010. She's a devoted wife and mother to a son with autism, and Alejandra embodies resilience and passion. I can't wait to share you with her. She's amazing, amazing energy. And in her role as the head of brand ambassador and specialty pods at DiabetesSisters, Alejandra not only supports and connects with people, but also shares her journey of living with diabetes and motherhood with autism. Her own mantra is "Together we do more." And this is reflected in her commitment to building a supportive community. Learn more about the history of the nonprofit organization, DiabetesSisters, which offers resources and education and community for women with prediabetes, type 1 and type 2 diabetes. Today, we'll dive into Alejandra's experiences, exploring how she managed diabetes while navigating the challenges and joys of motherhood with autism. We'll also learn more about the vital work she does at DiabetesSisters beyond the monthly meetups. She touches on aspects like emotional well-being, mindset, nutrition, and so much more. Join us in this amazing conversation with Alejandra Marquez, and where we'll gain inspiration from her resilience and learn more about the DiabetesSisters mission and discuss the importance of self-care and the foundation of our health living with diabetes. And be sure to see the links to find out more and how to join DiabetesSisters and to connect with Alejandra right here in the show notes. And we encourage you to share this episode. We hope you enjoy. Nothing you hear on this Type 1 and Midlife podcast should be a substitute for professional medical advice. Please always consult your doctor before changing your diet, insulin dosages, or healthcare plan. Well, hello and welcome. I'm excited to be here today with Alejandra. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, it's so nice to connect with you. And we have a few things we're going to talk about today. I want to start with you as a woman living with diabetes. And I know the organization that you are a very valuable part of is also an organization that I've been connected with for a long time. And we're going to dive into all of that and what's going on with DiabetesSisters and what to look forward to. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, how are you? My name is Alejandra. I am from Venezuela, but I have been living in North Carolina for 14 years. I can't believe it. I almost have all my marriage life here in the United States, because we got married and come to the United States. And because my husband come to do an MBA program at the Wake Forest University, and we arrived here in North Carolina. And I have a type 1 diabetes since I was 12 years old. And I was diagnosed in Venezuela. When I was 12, it was so hard to be diagnosed I didn't. The only thing I know about diabetes was I cannot eat sugar. That's what.
That's the general. That's the general
Yes,
perception, right? For many of us, no
exactly.
matter where you live, right?
Exactly. And then I remember, like, 1 month after my diagnosis, my father, we went to a clinic. It was a clinic with all the doctor about diabetes, but they run diabetes camping, summer camp
Oh,
for
yes,
diabetes.
yes.
And my father and my mother decided to register me to go there.
Mm.
And I didn't shot by myself. My grandmother shot to me. I didn't know. I was so freaking out with the injection, all
Oh,
that kind of
taking the
thing.
injections.
Yes.
Okay,
And they
yeah.
decided, my parents, to go to register to this summer camp, and was, I don't know, maybe 100 children, teenagers,
Mm-hmm.
child,
Mm-hmm.
everybody, different age with diabetes, some
Mm-hmm.
diagnosed recently like me, and all of that. And I was like amazing to see the other people, like I was not by myself, with
Mm-hmm.
this.
Mm-hmm.
And was life changing. We have to learn how to take care of ourselves, how we make in that time we make portion, the food.
Oh,
We didn't
yes.
count carbohydrates in that time.
Yes, it was points, wasn't it? I remember
Calories,
that as
exactly. You
well.
have to count calories and also
Mm-hmm.
the portion. You have 2 portion or 3 portion of
Yeah.
the carbohydrates or the fruit or the protein, that kind of thing. And you have to make your menu with a nutritionist, and you have to make the mixture of your insulin, your shot. You have a doctor, and that what changed my life. Like I was more, when I finished, I feel more independent. Like I can take care of
Right,
myself,
right. More confident. Sure,
more
sure.
confident,
Yeah.
and I make friends. It was so nice to see the other people,
Mm-hmm.
growing than you, like they are alive,
Mm-hmm.
because and that is was my first like a like experience to have support group.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I was living in Venezuela, all that with shot. We don't have, and I still, our country is not have all the new technologies,
Okay.
but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you can have the at least the minimum, the insulin, all that kind of things. And then I moved to the United States, and I started look for online diabetes online things, because I didn't have insurance. We have a student insurance that not cover diabetes.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
bring to bring all my supplies, all that kind of thing. And I started to follow in that time, was you have blogs, blogs, and I
Blog
found,
articles.
yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I found two diabetes blogs from Manny Hernandez. Also, he's from Venezuela, and
Okay. Okay.
that online support open my mind how I can live with diabetes in the United States, because
Mm.
I have to learn how to use the insurance, where I have to go. And they recommend me to go to the community center, find the insulin, all that kind of things. And I started helping volunteer there as diabetes coordinator for Latin community.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found DiabetesSister online.
Oh, I love all this connection. It was
Yes,
meant, it
that
was meant to be. Yes.
is.
And of course,
And,
the listeners can't see you because, we're not on video right now, but
okay.
you have got such a beautiful, passionate smile. I can tell that this is what you were born to do. This is your purpose. Exciting, right?
Yes, no.
So yes, we can turn diabetes into something exciting, can't we? When we get
Yes,
back.
for me, it's like I was, I found DiabetesSister, and I found he's in Raleigh, North Carolina,
Mm,
1 hour and a half to my home. And I was, okay, no, this is the organization I need to go, and for
mhm.
women. And I was, okay, this is perfect for me. And I remember I went and driving was they have a support group monthly in that time in Raleigh. And I register and I drive in 1 hour and something, 6 p.m. there to go there. And I found this amazing group about DiabetesSister. All these women so kind and ready to help you and let you know all that kind of, like that feeling, like this person in 1 minute, but it's like the person like years ago.
Yes, we all have a story like that, definitely. And I don't know if this ever happens to you, like it's kind of like out in the wild is what we call it's the term I've heard. Basically, like if you're out and you happen to see somebody with an insulin pump or CGM visibly, and it is an instant connection. And I know I've shared that here on the show before, and I've heard other guests share their stories. It is. We are a unique community that are so bonded instantly.
Exactly. No, it's like oh my goodness, I feel so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I remember I started until 10 p.m. and then I have to drive 1 hour.
You were committed. Well, this is a good time to bring up, you know what, let's talk about, so the organization that you're talking about that you found, and how long ago was that? Do you remember the year?
It was 10 years ago.
Oh, 10 years. Okay. Yes. DiabetesSister. So in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to share something too, because I remember it was 2008. So how many years ago was that? 15 years ago. And I believe that's about, and you may know this for sure, what year they actually started.
Yes, they started in that time when Brandy Barnes.
Yes, I remember.
She started because she have diabetes and she get pregnant and she want to connect with more women. And she started because she want to connect with another woman with diabetes.
And that is where it began. Yes,
exactly.
Brandy
and
Barnes,
she started doing like a small groups, and then she created no profit. And then they create the name, all that kind of thing. And that is how she started support group. And then she started doing weekend conference. Like you can go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
I remember when I joined was in 2013, and they just started like a 2 conference already. And then I think they started invite the partner. I remember 1 year or 2 years, you can bring your partner, and also the partner have like a presentation for them.
Oh, you're talking about like a spouse, a husband,
exactly,
or what?
Your
okay.
Wife, your husband or your partner, your boyfriend or whatever.
Right.
They go with you during
That's
the
a really
conference.
good idea.
And my husband I went with my husband, and he went to their presentation, how they can deal with us, all that kind of thing.
Yes, all those relationships that happen that impact diabetes for sure.
Exactly. And I feel like after maybe 6 months or 8 months, going to Raleigh for do this meeting, I joined to be a volunteer in DiabetesSister because I was so, relieved and happy, and know this mission for them is what I want. I want to keep helping and spread the word out about how important is to meet at least one person or 2 person online or in person.
Yeah, it's just making those connections. It's so important.
It's make a difference in whatever diagnosis you have. In our case, it's diabetes because that is what we have. But in whatever diagnosis you have to find another person to talk about what is going on.
Yes, validation, all of that, right? It really is. Yeah, it's so important. We can't do life alone, and we surely can't do diabetes alone.
Exactly. The human, we as a human, we need, that comfort with that connection with other person.
Absolutely.
Is a needed.
Yeah.
And that is the way how I started. And now, since October, I am part of the team of DiabetesSister. They offer me to work for them. And of course, I say yes. When they say yes, what can I do? What can I help? And now I am the brand of ambassador for them, and the also to lead the Latino community, the Spanish community, to start to connect also with the Hispanic or the Latino community in diabetes, because sometimes, they cannot find, information or support group, education.
Yeah, exactly.
Simple education.
Yeah.
And that is what I'm now working with DiabetesSister, and that is what I'm going to tell you this short story. I am project manager, and I was working also in manufacturing and telecommunication company, and I love being project manager. But when I quit my last job, I said my husband, if I want to have a job again, have to be something about diabetes or autism. I want to be a project manager, but in a company, a no profit, or something about diabetes and autism. And that was my goal. And
here you are. Here you are. Oh, it's a beautiful story. I love it. And so you are the head of brand ambassador and the specialty pods leader with DiabetesSisters, with the Spanish community. And, you mentioned something that I think is real important too, is consistency and steadiness. I think that's one thing that I've been a big part of. I started in 2008. I Googled, I was looking for support. I found DiabetesSisters. It was a simple website at that time. Brandy Barnes she was very visible, and she was the operating manager at that time. And I was contributing articles. So I did that. I think it was like once a month, just things that kind of related to me and my care. And then fast forward, it was a couple more years later when I was invited to a DiabetesSisters Pods meetup in Jacksonville, Florida. So it's like less than an hour away from me. So I would make, very similar to you, every month I would take that 45-minute drive to Jacksonville to meet up with my sisters. And that continued for many years. And then I started my own Pods meetup here in St. Augustine, Florida, which is where I live. And I think I've been doing it here now for 4 or 5 years. I think it was 2019 is when I started. So that's been and it's amazing how it is that connection. It's that, it's the regular emails, it's the regular resources that come to you. It's the access to not only the members, but the information. And I think that's really nice. There's a lot of noise out there in the media and on social media, and it can get overwhelming, and it's hard to sift through really what we need. And it depends on our age. It depends on maybe what time, what specific challenges we might be going through. It could be, treatment wise or emotionally or all the above. So I love the idea that it's something for everybody.
Yes, I think because we have in different stage, when I just joined DiabetesSister, I want to connect with people, and also I want to get pregnant, and I want to connect, how I can get pregnant, all that kind of thing. And now I want to connect to deal with emotion, the spiritual things, education, technology. I want to be better, managing my diabetes, to have like a easy management, that kind of things. And it's like as a woman, we always are in different stage in our life, and we have to find, what we need, how we can improve that stage where we are. And in that, I feel like a diabetes sister have that kind of approach, like you can find different information and it's not overwhelmed. It's not something we, like pushing you. It's like we, for example, send a newsletter once a month. We have the website. We have the support group, the meets up online and in person.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we are going to have all that topic meet up where you can choose, for example, eyes, the liver, how you can manage the new technology, the CGM,
yes.
the CGM.
Right.
Because most of the people don't get CGM because they don't know or they don't want to, to have something attached.
Right.
And that is the most important. One tip I heard one time was like you have to choose at least once a week or once a day, read something new about diabetes. Choose, because there are many websites, many information about diabetes, but choose at least 1 hour. Okay, today I'm going to read in DiabetesSister about how can I apply for the CGM, the insurance. Okay, let's go and look for that information.
Right.
You have to have a small goals, like a once a week, and update your information about diabetes, because we are like a cell phone managing diabetes. Every month there are new things about to use for our management. Medication, technology,
I know,
coaching, how you can eat or not eat. All of that is changing every 6 months. I don't know.
Right.
We have to be updated. We have to read. We have to connect with people, with younger, with more older, with the middle, because how you can learn, as I tell you before, when you go to the doctor, is 2 hours annually to go to the doctor, maybe 2 appointments or 3 appointments. Okay, you have 3 hours annually, but you are by yourself all that other hours,
64 days a week.
Exactly.
Right.
And I cannot multiply in my mind about the hours, but that is your decision, how you can treat your diabetes.
Yeah.
How you can find help. You have to make that decision.
Yeah.
And you need to educate it. It's not way, okay, let me God gave me healthy, and I don't know, put me healthy, all my diabetes, my sugar. That is not going to happen.
Right. You can't wait for it to walk in the door, right?
Exactly.
Which is what's so, and we talked about the overwhelm. It really is. It's easy. I think this is when a lot of women that I meet and come to me, they've gotten to that point where they're flooded with information and they really just need somebody to help walk them through the steps because they don't really know. And then, the coaching I do is very individual, and that's the way it should be anyway. We're also different stage of life, different needs. So you brought up some really good points, because it is important to have a resource that is there with what you need when you need it. And it's accessible and it's not going anywhere, which is even better. It's something that you can always access. So,
and also you have to also, it's good to know the history of the other person, because you can learn from that person. Maybe we are talking right now and someone learned, something I said, and make them to do an action, because we can listen and educate, but if you don't take action, where you are going,
right, you're going to stay where you are,
the same place.
Yeah, that is so true. And it's easier to do in community. I had a guest on here just recently who, and I don't remember the exact statistic, but we lower our A1C. And again, if that's your goal, it may not be your direct goal, but we take better care of ourselves when we are surrounded by others. And because it's a reminder, it's encouragement. I think reminder is probably the best thing, because I think when we're we're among others who have to do the same steps every day and have the same challenges, I think that keeps us closer to what we need to do. It's easy to drift away, to avoid, even to sabotage our care if it's not relevant, if it's not in front of us, if it's not available like organizations like Diabetes Sisters can be.
Exactly.
Yeah, real important.
And for example, I think like most of the tips I am doing in my life with diabetes is from that conference I went with the Diabetes Sister, that connection, that person told me, I know, reduce the range of your range and maybe you can be more tight. It's because she told me, not the doctor told me,
Right,
and it's like something you have to, because the other person have that experience and you can take or know if it's good for you, no?
Yes.
But that kind of thing is so relief for when we live with this condition, like we're going to have all the time. And the other thing I learned is I learned with diabetes how you control, your diet, what you are eating, your physically, and your medication. But my son was diagnosed with autism, and with that, I learned you also have to take care about your emotions, your mind, what you are thinking, and all your spiritual, that connection in your inside.
Yeah.
I learned that thing is a key for forget what you want to live. Like if you are not good in your mind and your thought, or you are not enough, or you are not compassive, compassive, I think.
I'm comfortable.
No,
or
compassive.
Competent.
No,
Coming up with the word.
Compassivo. Compassion.
Oh, compassion. Yes. Compassionate with yourself. Yes.
Exactly. And that is when my life started change, because I learned with autism, I didn't know. It was the same like diabetes. I have to start learning, plus he's non-verbal, and I have to do like put an extra to understand what is going on. And that is emotions and burnout, everything I did. I have in diabetes, but it was not too much. This one is like okay, you have to work in yourself, take care of yourself, go to the psychology, go with meditations, go, how to manage your emotion. That kind of things changed my life. I think like is key to have like for example, like you, to find a person like a coach to help you. It's not only going to help you with your diabetes, also it's going to help you with your emotion.
Absolutely.
Because you are with that person, your coach, helping you what you are what you are doing every day.
Right, yeah.
And that is important. Everybody know after COVID, everybody know that thing is so important. We cannot.
Yeah, I love that.
It's true, because sometimes I burn out with my diabetes, but okay, I think, okay, what I can do right now. Right now, what can I do? Okay, let's go. Don't eat too much when you have a low right now.
All those little things. Yeah.
Exactly. This time I cannot take care of this. Okay, but what can I do next? It's like that kind of emotional, that kind of things. The autism word teach me like that is the other thing you forgot when
it puts things in perspective, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Jane, right now I am so relieved or happy. I know my life is so hard. I don't going to say no, diabetes is so easy. I can do this. All the CGM is no. Or autism is I know everything. My son, all that kind of thing. My life is so happy. No, but I can make the decision how I want to feel with that situation. I cannot change my son is autistic, or I cannot change I have diabetes. That is the real, that is the what is going on. But I can make the decision how I want to feel in, or how I can react.
That is beautifully said. Yes. And your philosophy and your approach, that should be written up on a plaque, because it's so important. And it really is important for all of us, no matter what our challenges are. We're all faced with different challenges, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And to have that foundation and to always come back to the center, knowing, the purpose and the reason behind it. And you've done an amazing job at that. And we appreciate
and that is what it changed my perspective, because in the beginning, sometime with diabetes, I was so like a victim, like poor me, I have diabetes, I know, oh my God, all of this kind of thing. But then that I started change. Okay, I have diabetes, but I can do what I can do. Okay, let's go find technology that can helping me. Okay, let's go. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to try not to eat gluten. I'm going to do more exercise. Okay, let me ask this person what you are doing, and educate what I told you. I try to read one article or a new thing about the new technology in diabetes, what is going on. Once a week or every 2 weeks, I want to try to connect with someone, a research about diabetes and try.
And to continue growing, because that's another reason to be here.
You cannot be it's like a you cannot stay with the BlackBerry, when was in that time. You have to try the iPhone.
Try to upgrade and see the possibilities, right?
Exactly.
Really good.
You cannot. That is the way I started. When my son was diagnosed, I was so depressed, and I didn't take care of the diabetes as I used to do. And then with the COVID, everybody, shut down everything. That is when I started to work on me. In my meditation, in my doing all that kind of, like knowledge about how I feel and all that kind of thing. And that is how helping me to understand I need to prioritize myself before to take care of the other one. It's like what the airplane, when you go to airplane, what they told you,
gotta put your mask on first. Yes.
That is it. That is the key.
And that's hard for a woman to do, because they always, as our nature is to want to do and nurture others first.
Exactly.
But we can't serve from an empty vessel either. There's a lot of different cliches and terms out there, but it is true. And sometimes we can even we can reflect on ourselves as being selfish, or it's not fair to think of ourselves first. But you brought up a really good point, that it begins with us and our strength and our foundation.
And that is I create my Instagram account in Spanish, just in case. If you can share it, the name is Espacio para Padres. In English will be like a space for parents. And what I created, because I want to share, how I prioritize myself to have the successful life I want. Because that was the key. I cannot modify my the autism of my son, or my diabetes, or the wrong thing in my life. But I can make the decision how I'm going to feel it, or how I'm going to react.
Exactly.
And that is why I started, sharing my Instagram account. And I can tell you, it was a relief. It was like when and telling that kind of thing. I don't know. My Instagram is not a huge, but to only to spread and share what I feeling, what I experience in my life. It was awesome for me. It was like
Right, surely you, yeah.
and come when you invite me to come here, it was a happy yes, I want to speak. I want to help more people with diabetes, women with diabetes.
Yeah.
I want to spread the word out. You need to take care of yourself. You have to look for help, coach, emotional, or someone who help you to deal with all that kind of thing.
Yeah. The first step is sometimes we have to admit that we need help and to take that step. It can be scary, but
It is scary.
there is hope and freedom on the other end for sure. I know both of you and I are good examples of that. Yeah.
Exactly. But and you can start, and sometimes the money also can be difficult. But I started meditating with YouTube videos for free.
Oh, sure.
And
There's ways. Yeah.
and you can find app, that kind of thing. But when you are in that kind of thing, you can request help, with someone at least, and find what is adapt to your budget, and try to see, or maybe you can do I do something and for you, and you can give me something, that
Kind of like a barter system, right?
Exactly.
That works
But
too.
you have to you have to look for that kind of. You can find DiabetesSister, for example, that this organization who can help you, to deal, or where you can go.
Absolutely. Help
We
is
can
out
also
there.
show you the resource, and it is there. The only thing is you have to look for, you have to, okay, I want it, and I take the step.
Take that first step. That's right. So how is, because I know by the time it's recorded, that we're going to be airing, it's going to be early 2024, which is actually perfect. We scheduled this conversation to kind of coordinate with DiabetesSisters. They have kind of reorganized, and they've changed their mission and what they're going to be focusing on. So we've talked about the pods meetups. I know that's going to continue. Could you give us just a brief overview of what's to expect? And we're going to be linking all of this in the show notes. So DiabetesSisters, again, it's diabetessisters.org. It's pretty easy to find. But we will link that. I'm going to share your information too. But just to give a recap of what women can expect. And you mentioned too that, because I know in the past it's been where it's been offered throughout the United States it's been difficult because we've tended to do more of the in-person meetups. So that limits certain cities and communities from being able to join up. So I know this is a big part of what DiabetesSisters is looking at to do in the future.
What we are doing is we are going to keep some in-person meetup, but what we want is to do more virtual to allow more women with diabetes to be access to support groups. We are going to have like a webinar or topics meetup, for example, pregnancy, midlife,
hormones, kidneys,
hormone,
all those things,
hormone,
right? Yes.
exercise, coaching with diabetes, technology. In that way, in different times, and you can join that kind of education webinar or virtual events, and also you are going to have virtual support group in different times, and you can join one of them. And it's going to be like a monthly. And also we have to release the new website where you can go to the website, and also you can register the newsletter, and you can receive all the events. And also we are changing the volunteer. We want to have more volunteer for Diabetes Sister. We have like two roles. One can be a POTS leader volunteer and ambassador. The idea is the POTS leader help us, spread the word out about Diabetes Sister, plus organize this meetup online or in person. It can be, but we are more focused to use the power of technology to have more access, and not only in the United States, also out of the United States.
I was going to ask you that. Yes. Thank you for confirming that. Yes. Which makes it even more, because I know that there's been some ladies that I've connected with in Canada who haven't at this point have access, obviously.
Yes, they can connect. And also I'm going to lead the Latino community. And we also are going to have in Spanish too.
Nice.
Like education and support groups. And plus, and then we are going to do, you can volunteer as ambassador, as you are, and the ambassador can help us to spread the word out in the city, participate in different events to talk about Diabetes Sister, create meet up or events. We can connect about Diabetes Sister, and in that way we can keep our goal of support groups, education, learning, learning all that about diabetes, and find a sponsor to grow our networking about women, because that is I think like people with diabetes always is growing. It's never going to decrease.
Unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately, I think the population is growing. Yes.
That marketing, that target is going up. It's not never going down.
Right.
And we need to connect with more people. And the way to connect is to do virtual. And that is what we want. We want more people, join as a volunteer and help us to let the people know about Diabetes Sister.
Right. Spread awareness and to keep it going. Yeah. So how does the organization, because Diabetes Sisters is a nonprofit.
Yes. It's a no-profit. We have, we are like in that moment, we are, I think 5 people, like as a team, and we have a board members.
Okay.
And the board member, I don't remember, is maybe 10 or 12, I think so. Okay. And that is the way we working.
That's kind of the structure right now.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Is there a way to donate to support? Because this is something that I do myself. Yeah, I do make a monthly donation to the organization.
Yes. On the website, you can make a donation monthly, or you can make a donation one time. And also you can connect with us if you want to sponsor or do an event, or if you have presentation you is interesting for women with diabetes, we can connect and see if we can do a virtual event for that. We can,
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. Yes. Yeah. So you would be the person for people to connect with, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And we're definitely going to link all this in the show notes, because I'm excited for what 2024 is going to bring you and your family and this organization, and how many more people that women we can reach. I've throughout this year, this podcast here, Type 1 and Midlife, we started in May of 2023. And so by the time this airs, it'll be almost a year old.
Almost a year.
Yeah, it's amazing how time flies. But the topic of Diabetes Sisters has come up in many, many episodes, because it is a big part of my life, and how I'm connected to the community. And it does surprise me how many women are not aware of it. It's some of my guests and even some of the ladies that I connect with online, they weren't aware of Diabetes Sisters. So I love this opportunity to talk about this organization more and more here on this show, and to have people like you who are so passionate about what you do and to continue this going. And because we need this, I know women need this. We need to do this together. And
yes, and that is the most important. If we keep talking about Diabetes Sister, how wonderful it is to connect with women living with diabetes like you, is a life change. Really, it's a life change to connect with someone who is diabetes or have the same sensor or have the same or use the same insulin. It's like a life changing.
It sure is. It sure
Yes.
is. Well, Alejandra, I'm so thankful to meet you, and I know you and I will stay connected.
Yes.
Yeah, my new role coming up is going to be one of the ambassadors. So I continue this journey, supporting and spreading awareness of the organization.
I am so happy.
So,
yes, I am so happy you decide to volunteer with as ambassador.
Absolutely.
I am so excited to work with you too.
Same here. Gosh. Good stuff.
And maybe in April, I'm going to Miami, and maybe I can see you in person.
You just might have to stop on by. Yes. We're right on the way to Miami, so that would be cool. That would be extra special. Well, thanks again, and again, I will connect everybody here with Alejandra and the Diabetes Sisters organization, the website, and links to connect with you on Instagram as well, because I know that you've got a passion for what you're doing and spreading about your story with not only diabetes, but with your son with autism. So it's so much more to learn about you, and very thankful to have you here to spread your word with everybody. Thanks again.
And motivate more women.
Yes. Well, we will be back in here same time next week. And until then, have a great week, and we will say goodbye for now. Thanks for tuning in to the Type 1 and Midlife podcast. And be sure to subscribe, rate, and review right here on iTunes. And you're invited to connect with our Type 1 and Midlife community on the free Honey Health app. Here we discuss the podcast topics in a group chat, a chance for you to ask questions and take action on what we share here on the show. You can find the app link to download for free right here in the show notes. And for free resources, you can visit me at abundanthealthwithmelissa.com. And your support means so much. Thank you.